fine. Yeah. Fine. Fine. Oh, that one. Oh, that one. Oh. Right. So I can switch this off now. Oh. Yeah, that one. And I can just keep scrolling. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's how it sounds up first. So I can switch this off now. Studio save. Right. So I've done. Oh, oh, good. That's it. It's enough there. Oh man, you feel about this thing. Oh, oh, good. That's it. It's enough there. Oh man, you feel about this thing. Alright. Doesn't matter. Is it on? On now? Yeah. On now. Cool. Sorted. Sorted now. Alright. Should be. What's it? Volume's on. System sound off. And that is on there as well. That's it. Okay. Welcome to Queensville Live. Welcome to the Thursday event here on Google+. It says here again with these cavalcade moments of pleasure with Queen tonight. And we are, just to let you know, this is broadcasting live on to Google+. And we're also broadcasting on YouTube. And if you want to go to see this live event, all you've got to do is click on Queensville and you'll see a live event as well. I'm taking questions tonight also on Facebook, and I'm taking questions also tonight on this page. Now, if I don't get your question that you have posted on the Google Plus messages, you can easily just give me a message on Facebook. You want me on Facebook? It's Ted Super. I am put on the screen because I've got to do that. What I do want you to urge you guys is to go to my website and, well, not this website. It's supposed to be the Facebook website, actually. I've done it wrong. I'll give you all the information later on how you can get in touch with me and how you can have me also on Facebook, and you can get to the chat as well tonight on the show. Tonight on the show, more reviews and more CDs, and also your questions as well this week. That's some more questions we had last week. Last week's show was not bad. Could have been doing a little bit better this last week, and I feel more refreshed as well this week, so we can do loads of your questions tonight. So we're going to take this time. We're going to be here until 9 o'clock tonight, so take your time, guys. Get your questions in. If you want to ask any questions of the page, anything, music-wise, feel free. And it's a coffee tonight as well. And you guys can start messaging me now if you want to. As I say, if you add me as a friend on Facebook, I am going to take questions on Facebook as well. So if you don't have a question you want to ask in the Queensville on Facebook, add it on to the message just down here, which is just basically the message board. Or if I've added you on Google+, you can ask the questions in Google+ as well. The chat room is open as well, so you can go on there. If you are watching this live on YouTube, do not go to the live event page. I did a mistake on that. Apparently, I'm still getting used to this thing. It's just getting a bit tedious in a way for it to do, and everything else we did. Last week on the show, talked about a lot of the CD issues of Queen, Brian May, and some recommendations as well. Going to see that later tonight as well with some more great recommendations. I've got 2 great new albums this week. More about it later in the show. Recommended this time as well, which is cool. I want to bring something up very quickly. To a few months ago on the Queen channel, you may wonder, there was a video on my channel, but the comments have been disabled. Yes, as you all know, the video that I'm talking about is called Queen Magic Moments, which is the film I uploaded with the end missing off. Yeah, that one. I will quickly say I am not enabling any more comments for that video. It's going to stay that way because I'm sick of people slagging it off a lot anyway on that video. So if you are the people who want to have a go, don't have a go at me. Have a go at the company that made the video. Chrome Dreams made it. Idiots of the world. So yeah, but that DVD will stay on my channel. But don't sort of slag it off. It's just their copyright issues with EMA, sort of thing. Is just really painstakingly strangle the nerve out inside as well. Right, quick update what I've been up to. I've been doing some more downloads this week. Some cracking albums this week. There's like 7 that I'm going to bring up in a minute, which is going to be really cool. I've been also working so well, and thanks to the guys at work, great job. And yeah, just having a ball, really. So I'm feeling good, and I'm losing weight again. You can tell the chin has gone way down as well, and yes, I'm feeling great. I feel really great stuff. So get your questions in, guys, tonight, and let's have a good session and let's have a good chat as well. And I feel, as I say, more fresh today. Because last week I was so shattered. Last week I was just like, no, there was no energy. So today we're back with the Queen Live program. If you all want to know how this channel was started, you can go to the About page and look at the About page on there. One of the most asked questions I do get asked on this is how did you start on this page? And that's something that I have never ever had a chance to answer. The reason that I started, well, I didn't start it, but it was actually me and Chris that started it together. I was watching a few videos on YouTube, and we were watching some collections that were rock, metal, and some things that we had. And one afternoon, we went for a walk downtown, and I said to Chris, I said, you know your Queen collection that you have in your possession? And he says, yeah. I said, I feel like starting a channel, you know, like for Queen fans, because you know, like you don't have a channel that's dedicated to Queen collections or whatever else. And he says, aye. He says, why don't we film your Queen collection and let's upload on the channel and let's do a page. I started in 2009 with the channel itself, and then it expanded into about probably little numbers of subscribers we had, and then after 2 years we got a lot more views for the channels, the videos that we uploaded, or uploaded I should say, and then I think we just expanded so well, and now looking forward to this year. There's more videos from Rock Show Live coming up, and I'm going to explain again the reasons why the show's not been uploaded yet, and there's a massive problem I've got with this, and I will explain. But I have got some more videos come on YouTube this year, which is going to be really big, and I'm talking really big. One thing that I want to mention now, I want to mention something that's going to be interesting. But before I do that though, let me just post a link to the guys over at Facebook, because they want to get this now. Because I've just got to paste this into the guys now on there, because I just let them know that I'm live. And in there, and in there, and that should be it. Okay, so we'll get you guys on in a few minutes. Just what I'll do is I'll just arrange this a bit. Let's move this up a little bit, and I'm going to just move the Queensville. Tell that I'm using expert again. So, and by the way, if you wonder what these are, we will talk about these in a moment. There's a video I want to bring up tonight on this one, right? So let's add my. So if you want to get in touch with me, this is the best way you can get in touch with me, okay? On Facebook, you can add me as a friend on, which is this, okay? And that's at Facebook. We'll put in a bit of a white, yellow. Yep. So my Facebook address is tezsuper@facebook, and if you want to, not like tezsuper at Facebook, it's at the Facebook page. So type my name, but not at Facebook. Okay. So that's my Facebook account. So if you want to add me, you can. You can also go to you can also go to the. I did not set this up before. Let's go to the Facebook page again. You can type in Rock Show Live, and you can like the page. Okay, so I'm all there. If you go to the Facebook, if you go to the Rock Show Live page, just type in Rock Show Live. It's on Facebook. type in Rock Show Live and get on to the get yourselves liking that page and like the channel. Love the show, because at the moment the show's getting really good. The Rock Show Live is getting a relaunch after the summer holidays. I'm taking a break from Rock Show Live just a bit because I've got work commitments and stuff going on. So if you want to add me on those, you can. You add me basically on Queensville as Super on Facebook. The website, I'll get to in a minute, and Rock Show Live on Facebook as well. Now, go to the top of the website now. The website has been suspended a little bit. I haven't had time to update the website per se because I've been working so much. So, guys, if you're wondering if there's any updates happening on the Rock Show Live website, I'll let you guys know later in the show how and what's going on with it, because there is a lot of things going on. But look, guys, you leave your questions on the bottom of the video, or you can leave them on Facebook, and I will be getting the Facebook questions later. If you're on Google Plus tonight, you can also answer the questions on Google Plus, which is cool. Don't go to the link that says live event. This is live event you're seeing right now. It's here. Okay, it's already posted at queenzone.com and also to Queen fans as well, which is cool. Right. So nothing to mention before we get started on anything that's related to Queen, because we've got a lot of Queen stuff to get through tonight. There is one thing that I've got to mention, and that is Rock Show Live. Yes, you are all wondering where are the videos for Rock Show Live. Right, this is what we're going to do. Because YouTube is not allowed to put music on their copyright issues are a bit of a bastard. Rock Show Live's webpage on Wix.com will be. I'm going to be paying for the website as from next month. Now, next month, when Rock Show Live is officially going to go much global and much better, the page will now be able to show you the uncut versions of Rock Show Live. For YouTube users, you'll see the highlights of Rock Show Live. I can only put so much in the video, unfortunately, because you can't see the program a lot. So if you're interested in seeing any of the uncut versions of Rock Show Live, the web page will have a permanent name and a permanent sig change as well on it, which is going to be similar to the Queensville channel as well. So that's why that's the reason why I can't upload all of the shows from Rock Show Live. I have got so much on my hard drive, I cannot upload every single show uncut, due to the fact that YouTube is just a twat, and I don't like the fact YouTube blocks content from Sony Music Entertainment and other artists, which is just bad anyway. So that's the reason why I'm not uploading Rock Show Live yet. So do bear in mind there is a backlog from a few months ago where I've got to try and edit it together. So do bear with me, guys. That's the reason why Rock Show Live is not on the channel much now, as I can only upload certain ones that I can. But when the page finally gets updated and all done, then I will finally show you the uncut versions of Rock Show Live with everything in. It's just the fact that they can't play music on bloody Ustream on YouTube. On YouTube, as I say, because they block it out. Which is such a twat. Anyway, right. So that's all out of the way. Get in touch tonight. Get involved. Don't forget, guys, add me on Facebook if you want. Anytime on Facebook you want to. Anybody who wants to get in touch with any Queen stuff. The other thing that I can mention is exciting, but I'm leaving it till later. So starting off tonight. Tonight, we're going to start off with something that I want to talk about, and I would love this to be out on DVD. Yeah. You probably don't know what I'm going to show you. You probably see a little preview on the corner of your screen there from the thing. So, the first thing I want to bring up is something that Chris, we actually got this sorted out. I might not have talked about this before on the previous Google event, but if we have, go back to the previous event and I've done it and let me know. But I think we have sorted this out. A few weeks ago, Mark, generous Mark, Queen fan Mark's been in touch with me on this product that we finally have sorted out, and I did answer this in a Q&A session video before on YouTube, and you can go back and have a look at it if you want to. But I want to confirm now, this is absolutely genuine version I have. And it is going to be this one, Blocks of Flicks. You all know from years ago, I loaded this video on my channel. loads of discussion about this on the channel. Well, I can now confirm Chris's version is from a Laserdisc copy. His is a Laserdisc copy. This version is a genuine version that I have. On the fact Tape 2's audio is just bad. It's bad indeed for this. So after many people had commented about this one, we finally realised that that version he has is from a Laserdisc copy. Apparently, that's the tapes are from Laserdisc. The outer sleeve is God knows where it's from, but it's still another thing we want to find out and stuff. So if you do have this version of Box of Flicks, this is the genuine version because it's all bright anyway. If you have got the version that is the plain version, darker version, the darker version is rare, but this is a reissue. Apparently, this is a reissue that I have. Because you can tell by the PMI stickers on this one is thingies as well. There's a lot of rattles in this for some reason. Oh, it snapped it up. That's why. Yeah. So there you go. That's one thing I'll clarify right now from many years ago. And then the other thing that I want to bring up is something that our Queen fans are still waiting for this to come out on DVD, and I wish to God they get this out on DVD and Blu-ray, because the Blu-ray release of it would be amazing to see. But it's got to be all this one. It's got to be overseas Magic Years. I'm praying and hoping that EMI or Universal gets their arse and gets this out on Blu-ray, because this Blu-ray release needs to be out with all the everything uncut on this, because this is cut to shit. I'd also like to see bonus material, the original Freddie Mercury interview, Brian May interview, John Deacon interview. I want to see that all uncut, all on DVD and Blu-ray. Get this out on Blu-ray, because this needs to be the next one to talk about anyway, because it's never been out on Blu-ray, this one, so get it out. So this one, Blu-ray release, definitely, because you can get more on the Blu-ray than the other one as well. So get it out on Blu-ray. And I'm not bothered about if it's 60 minutes or whatever. Just get the uncut version out, because this is cut. It's cut so much. Get this out, Blu-ray. Speaker box shut the door. What's my meter like? God, this is going wrong. Just blow things up at night, which is weird. An event is coming up, and you may all know where it's going to be. The 7th of June. 7th of June. Exciting news has approached our screens, and approached it so well. 7th of June, the Queen's Day comes back to Newcastle, and I am going to it this year. I am. Hopefully, we're going to try and film some stuff for you via the page. I'm waiting on a new camera coming soon, HD camera, that's going to film some of the event we're going to have at the Life Centre in Newcastle on the day. It's from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 1 AM in the morning. Not that I'm going to be staying there all day. The tickets are £10 each. You don't have to reserve your place for the Queen's Day. You can basically go to the event on the day, and they will have your ticket reserved. You can pay at the door. There's going to be a 3-hour Q&A session as well. And the surprise guests on this year, brilliant. Jim Jenkins is going to be there. Jackie Smith's going to be there. Special appearance from Mac as well, who's going to be there. The engineer of the albums, he's going to be there as well. Peter Freestone's going to be there. And the host is Jim Johnson. And I'm looking forward to this Queen event happening the 7th of June. If you are going to it, by the way, message me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. Let me know if you're going to be there, because Rock Show Live will be there definitely this year. We're hoping that we can get our gear down there as well on the day, and we can stream you some of the Q&A session event that will happen in Newcastle if we can do it. But I have to speak to the proprietors of them first to make sure we can go ahead with doing it as well, which is cool. So that's something that we are looking forward. I'm looking forward to doing that actually this year, and I can't wait for it. So if you are going to be down there in Newcastle this year, let me know, because Rock Show Live is going to be there on the day. I'm hoping we can stream as well, which is good. We've got to have an internet connection and wireless, and laptops and whatever else. But let us know if you're going to be there. Let us know, because it's going to be a really good night as well. So that'll be really cool stuff as well. Just remember, guys, if you want to send me a message on YouTube, send me a message down here. I will be refreshing the page later on the show when we get a chance to answer all your questions tonight. I want every single question answered tonight from Queensville. And don't leave a question blank. I need to answer questions tonight. So get your answers and questions in now. Okay? Anything relating to Queen, anything relating to music, to channel, to myself, to anything, to Chris or anything, let us know what you want us to do tonight. And I don't want to sit here and be bored to death. I want you, all the guys, to participate in this tonight. This event's for you. The Queen event's for you. You must please send me a question so I can answer it. Anything related to the page, anything at all. I can also ask some questions on Facebook as well if you want me to, which is fine. But don't leave a question too late, okay? Because we don't want it to be like last week. Last week was just trashy as before. Right. I want to say good evening to Leander. I want to say good evening to David. And Alan is going to join us as well on tonight as well. He's going to be here as well, which is going to be good. So get yourself questions in now. If you want a question answered about the 40th anniversary Queen CDs or anything you want, then let me know. And this page, as I say, to all of you guys, so please get involved. And don't leave it anything too late. Just make sure you guys can get involved in it, which is really cool as well. Like keep your eye on the old channel as well, which is cool. We're here at 9 o'clock at night. Right. A few updates with Queen, with the updates regarding YouTube videos that I've uploaded this week. Yes. Jessica sort of Megamix is actually it's doing pretty well. 37 views for the week. Some people are downloading this thing. Some people are downloading this Megamix and they like it. If you want an audio version of that, by the way, any Megamixes you want of any audios that I have done for the page, you can request them if you want them, and I'll give them and I won't be charging them either because they're free of charge and they were just done free of charge anyway. So if you want any Megamixes, like say for example Tenacious D Megamix, that is still an issue with I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid. It's Sony's policy. I don't have any rights to that. So I can't unblock the video, I'm afraid. If you guys want the copy of the Tenacious D Megamix, I'm very happy to load it onto SoundCloud, and you can download it to your heart's content because it's just going to be there from now on. Right. Alright, I've got 3 people watching now, so get your questions in, guys. Get all the questions in, please. And let's get a good night happening with Queen tonight as well. And I don't mind answering questions regarding things with vinyls, evaluations, CDs, anything. Get involved. Right. Good evening to you, Tez. Good evening, Leander. Nice one. Keep the channel. Questions in, please. Questions. I don't want that last week. Last week was just boring as bad it was. Right. Let's do some CD reviews now where you get your questions in. We'll answer the questions in about an hour's time. Get you involved with that. CD reviews this week. I've got 7. I've got actually loads this week. Because there's a load of CDs I want to review this week, which is so cool. The first thing I want to do, there's a few things I really want to bring up this week, which will be interesting for you guys. For me, I've had a good week of music this week. The music for me has been inundated to the limit. It's been limit. It's basically just been non-stop. So the first thing I want to talk about is the web project. Yes, work of art, Eclipse, and Talisman. And as you all know, these are bands, 3 bands that came together, which is work of art, and Eclipse and Talisman. But let's start with the Talisman first. Now, we all know Talisman, brilliant band ever, Swedish rock band, fantastic tunes, Jessica Salter's voice, Marcel Jacob, Pontus Norgren, Jerry Borger, and Fredrik Åkesson. That band rocked so well. And we all know the history about Talisman. I'm not going to go into it, so if you want to go and have more about Talisman stuff, that's another video coming up soon on the channel of an overview of Jessica Soto, because I've got a massive video coming up for that one coming soon, actually, which will be an hour's long video for that. But I want to talk about the first duet album that was done. This album is absolutely fabulous. You've got the 3 best groups from my sort of thing, right? When I first heard this album, I just thought it was something different from every single band member from this. Now, I didn't know anything about Eclipse work of art until now. The songs on this album that they've done on this, they've done it very, very, very Eclipse equals Talisman. The work of art's more work of art, Talisman, Eclipse. So it mixes together, blends very well actually from it. There's 12 tracks on the standard edition. The bonus track in Japan was Comes Down Like Rain acoustic edition, acoustic version, and I don't like that acoustic version. There was nothing bad about it. It's just the fact that they did acoustic meets the rock side, so they mixed 2 tracks together. So that didn't work. So safe play, Japan. That's yours. That's your thing to keep with. Standard edition's bloody good. There is a song on this album, the first album, that is called If I Fall. Now, If I Fall is a rework of a song, Don't Stop Believing by Journey. Now, it sounds like a very Journey song, but in fact it is. They did a great job of that one, actually. And all of the albums that I've heard from this group, just brilliant. Pure rock at its best. And it is flippin' awesome. The first album was done really well. Eric Martinson produced it. Jessica Soto was not involved with any of the writing on this. He didn't write anything for the first album. He was just brought in to the fold to see if the voice would blend very well with the group. Luckily it did, actually, and it worked really well. So I do recommend this album, work of art, Eclipse, Talisman, Wet's first album. It's just basically called Wet. So there you go. That first album, absolutely brilliant. That's the second album we brought out. Sorry. The second album they brought out is Rise Up. Now this one is better than the first one. It's the same. It's the same. Best songs on this one is Bad Boy, The Moments, Broken Wings, Shot. In fact, the whole fucking CD is brilliant. The bonus track in the Japanese one is called Victorious, and it sounds like the Eclipse song. And I tell you what, they should have put that on the standard edition of it, because that song is so awesome. It's the heaviest song they've ever recorded. In fact, it works well for the album. So Frontiers Records, reissue that please, and put that bloody bonus track on the standard edition, because it's a bloody excellent song that is. So that one, so the second album's very good indeed. The first album's got bonus footage. It's got the EPK footage which you can see on my channel, and those 2 albums absolutely brilliant. The other album I have at the Wet is called One Night in Stockholm, and there's 2 tracks that were recorded from Rise Up, but were removed from Rise Up because they didn't want to put a 14-track album together and thought it was too long. So luckily they put the 2 bonus tracks on the album Poison, Numbing the Pain, and the Moment I'm Searching For, I think it's called. But really 2 good songs there from that one. They should have really put that one as a bonus CD on there, but they didn't. The live album is brilliant, actually. The work of art, which I will talk about in a minute, which I have to explain just so much about it anyway. But that album, the live one, is recommended, definitely recommended indeed. So please do listen to that. So it's cool. So that's the second album, Rise Up. But now we come to something which is really, words cannot describe. This year on Rock Show Live, I've played a list of the top 10 albums of 2014, and so far I've got 5 albums that I recommended this year, which have been brilliant. This could be the 6th album in line, and I've literally been in love with all the music this month. This year's music has just been absolutely shock. Well, this week I got an album from the work of art. I can't describe how a band can do so much in one album. The first album, I've been trying to get the first album, but I can't get it because I think it's deleted or it's been removed off Frontiers Records. But this album, flippin' hell, there's so much on this album that you really want to listen to again and repeat it. So much on this. Now, you've got to bear with me, guys. This is, from my point of view, one of the best albums of the year. I mean, regards of 2014's music, this came out in 2011, but I'm going to categorise this now as 2014 because it's how fucking brilliant this album is. And this is an album by work of art, and it's called A Perfect, no it's not, In Progress. And this is the second album they brought out. Well, apparently this is supposed to be the official release of the album. And in fact this has been an album that's been very cleverly done. Now I've been trying to figure out in my brain who or what is their music about, because there is something about this album that I'm really trying to get my head around. I figured out it's like listening to Journey. It's journey on a journey of an album of a journey. And if you want to get into something that's going to really rock up your system very well, I do recommend this album, and I have been playing it all this week on my phone. It's been flooded with this album so much. So if you want to listen to something die hard, really rocky and really brilliant, you want to check out 3 songs, or the whole album is brilliant actually. There's a song in here, can't remember what the song is now. There's a song in this album that I've got to tell you is absolutely fabulous. It's also been issued on the One Night in Stockholm. It's called The Great Fall, and that just sounds like 80s meets the classic AOR rock on it, and it's absolutely fabulous. It really is an amazing song. One of the songs that I played on my phone a lot this week was track 2, and Nature of the Game. Bloody hell, that's a song where you know, if you're in a car and you really want to listen to something really in the speakers so well, that's a song you should turn up so loud, because I played it on the show, on Rock Show Live, and I had a great response from them. And I sent the album to Gemma, and Gemma watched the show, and she said, "Oh God, this song is so cool." And in fact, the whole album is brilliant. When you get the last track though on this, just so much about it. It's just like very, very clever. How to do an album so well. So here's the thing for you guys. If you get a chance to get onto any of the downloads, get this album, because it is absolutely brilliant. I'm not just saying that. I mean, it is absolutely clever, and it's bloody rocking as well. It sounds very similar to Jeff Scott Soto's album Lost in Translation, and these guys have got a very clever singer on there as well. And Lars Samson, who is the singer on it, he is flipping brilliant. He is absolutely brilliant. He actually sounds very similar to a person who's not with us anymore, but he sounds very similar to Andrew, oh, what's his name? No, Andrew Gold. Very similar, but the album works really well actually. So do that, guys. Work about In Progress. And definitely, if you're a fan of Andrew Gold or any of his Wax, this is an album that's not like them, but what a fucking achievement album they made from that, and an amazing album on Frontiers Records. And I've got to tell something. I've got to say something else here. Frontiers Records. Whatever you do in Frontiers Records, Serafino, please get more bands signed to your label, because you are absolutely fabulous. Every single album you brought out from them, every single album you've been signed, every artist you sign now, what an absolute achievement from you guys. That is the best label I've ever heard that does great rock songs. Very similar on the Frontiers Records label was for Survivor was signed as well. Now Survivor's album is another recommendation as well. In fact, I'm going to start getting all the Frontiers Records catalogue, because there's so much on that label that you can really go into, and it's just a great label. So if you check out the website frontiersrecords.it, Frontiers Records, what a job. Now that's a label you can really get a hold of as well, which is cool. So that's a work of art. But now we come to an album again this week that I have to say, hand on my heart, wow. Thin Lizzy, definitely on this one. Thin Lizzy, Iron Maiden, Queen, Judas Priest. This is their 5th album now, I think, on Frontiers Records. This is just before it was released on the Rise Up album. And this album, this could be number 7 in my hit list. This album is Eclipse, Bleed the Scream. Yeah. I just love this album so much. I don't know what it's about this album, but I tell you what, the few things on this album, track number 7 is Unbroken Heroes. And I tell you what, the riff on that song is unbelievable. It is unbelievable. If you ever heard the song by Thin Lizzy, like Bad Reputation or whatever else, the riff from that, listen to the song I've just said there. Brilliant. And track 11, wow, what a job. And then the whole album is just pure hard rocking brilliantness on it as well, and it's really fantastic. So Eclipse, and it's called For God's Sake. It's another Frontiers Records release as well, and Frontiers Records must be really driving force ever for rock music. It is. But Eclipse and Bleeding the Scream, a great cover as well, but an amazing album. Really check it out. It's absolutely brilliant. I'll try and put some clips onto the page as well, so you guys can listen to it and see what I can do with that as well, which is cool. If you guys want any more of those tracks I did last year, there's a few more coming up. Obviously, I'm just having the time to do it yet because I've been working and stuff. But you guys can request if you want to anyway. Right, so that's the 2 new albums that I do recommend so much is Work of Art, and it's In Progress, and Eclipse and Bleeding the Scream. Just check them out, or if you get it on YouTube, listen to the whole album all the way through, because it feels like you're going back in time to where AOR rock was just brilliant. I do recommend it. It's cool. This is a Queen event live here on YouTube. If you want to be involved tonight, you can. If you want to message me in a few ways, you can. You can message me on Facebook. Add me as a friend as Tez Super at Facebook. You can also go to Rock Show Live on the Facebook page. You can also like the page, and you can also watch the program live for free on Facebook. Or if you want to watch it live on Ustream, you can. It's also available on Ustream. Go to the Super Test channel. I'm hoping to open a brand new page for Rock Show Live soon. I've got to try and find out how I can change the name on it, because I can't change the bloody name on the bloody page. But it will get done soon anyway from it. So, okay, questions in tonight, guys. If you've got any questions now, I will answer them now. I haven't any comments yet on the page, so we'll just keep going on with this and see what you need. Any questions at all, let me know. Do not leave a question too late. Please get your questions in. Don't be shy. It's not going to bite. I'm just trying to find out who we are. I think it's Leander watching now, and David's watching, I think, as well. Few things regarding, well, last week's was talking about the fake CDs and stuff that we were querying about last week. Well, a follow up on that actually. We didn't actually go back on them CDs again. Actually, we saw like we did research a bit into the company, into the administration rights for the Music Zone's pirated CDs. Apparently, Chris was talking to the guy who actually owned the Music Zone thing, and they were pirated CDs. So we're very convinced that we will be getting rid of them because we don't think they're genuine. It's just some of the artwork was a bit weird, because some of the artwork was probably a bit altered away. It wasn't even legit anyway, and some of them CDs were pretty thinking as well. So after some speculation, Chris has decided the following he's going to do. He's going to still keep his CDs in storage. He's not going to get rid of them, but he might consider just keeping some of them as treasures. So there's, for the Queen CDs, the original Queen CDs, he still has them, and those ones with the gold DMS stickers on, he still has them as well, and he still is trying to find out where they came from, and he's convinced they come up from that flag case that came out in 1986, which is the Ultimate Queen box set, or it was called the red one, the flag case on it. He's very convinced that they come from there. They're not fake. They are definitely genuine ones he's had for many years. So it's just goes to show that he has got a lot of collectability in that as well, which is even cool. Just one thing that I will be mentioning is very soon I'll be going to London soon to do a special video for a Queen fan. One of the Queen fans on this channel who subscribed quite a few months ago, he is wanting to do an awesome collection overview of his collection, and wants to do me to go and interview it. I'm very happy to say we'll be filming that probably in the summertime when I get some holidays sorted out, and I'll be going to London for probably a few days or a week, and we'll be filming down there as well. So look out for that video coming soon. It's a special video for Queen fans anyway. And if you guys are interested in having your collections filmed and interviewed on camera, let us know, because I will be coming down. I will be starting to do that next year as well. But one more important thing is Rock Live's getting a remake over soon, so June. But I'm hoping that the relaunch of Rock Live is going to come very well. So do look out for the Rock Live. The new Rock Live is going to be cool and expanded. It's going to be really amazing. Right, I've got a few questions coming in. I might miss some. This has come from Leander. He says, I might miss some info, but is there new info regarding the new Queen album? This is the new Queen album that is getting in the process at the moment. Well, apparently, after some talk with Mark, he has been saying that apparently they're going to put the whole project on hold now, and the official release of it's coming out in November. They want to go back in the studio in November, or they want to release it in November, and they want to go back in the studio and look at some of the old material coming out from Freddie's sides. Now, this is because the fact is that at the moment, Brian's touring with, Brian's got a lot of things on the show actually with Roger. One thing that has come back, and very happily has come back, is the Queen Extravaganza is back. Jeff Scott is going to be playing with Queen this year on the Queen Extravaganza tour. He's been confirmed now to do it. So I'm speculating, is this a new thing we need to know? Well, on the 7th of June, I'm going to go and find out more questions about this, because I want to know. There's also been, Mark was also saying about this before, that there has been a rumoured CD going around of the Live at Nebworth CD. Apparently there's a promo release of it on Discogs, and they have confirmed that this has been a legit CD that's been released outside of the radio station. Now, EMI was producing some of these promotional CDs to radio stations. Now, whether they're available on Discogs, I don't know. But if you guys can track them down, and if you're watching this video right now, if you guys can track it down for me, let me know in the next event, and get back to me as soon as you can. But I do know they were leaking out CD, they were doing CDRs for radio stations, but EMI's approval, Universal's approval, I should say, and Universal's doing them professionally for themselves. So whether they've been leaking out information about that CD coming out, I don't know. But I'm hoping to God that there is, they've said it in the process, that there is a planned CD of Nebworth, uncut, with the audio extracts, and everything's uncut in it as well. So let's see if that release is getting out legit, and I'm positive it is coming out. One thing that will not be released, and it'll probably not be released now, was the Highlander. There was talks of Highlander being re-released as a soundtrack movie. But because of the death of Matt Kamen, that came up 2 years ago, they're not going to plan. They were planning to release a version of Highlander, the soundtrack version of it, not the dialogue version, the soundtrack version of it, with the original Freddie Mercury vocals of Who Was It Forever. Now, whether that's going to be planned to be released on the new Queen album, I don't know. But if there is plans of talk going around of getting Highlander reissued, I mean, the Immortal Edition came out on Blu-ray this year, but the Blu-ray edition was the uncut version of the movie, because the VHS version that was from Thorn EMI is still the rarest print ever, getting that is uncut as well. But the DVD that came out on Warner Brothers was a load of crap anyway, because it was a shambles of DVD. It was just basically took it exactly from the, well, I don't know what print they got it from, but they got it from some savage print. It was a dreadful print it was. But the Blu-ray edition that came out was the fully uncut version of the movie, which included deleted scenes as well. And but it doesn't. But the Blu-ray does not contain any of the Queen videos. They only released them in America. The Immortal Edition in America, that's on Anchor Bay. That is now the rarest. The tin print of it is flipping brilliant. If anybody can get a hold of that, then you're looking at something really expensive there. But I don't have the Immortal Edition. I don't have a Blu-ray player at the moment. I'm trying to get a Blu-ray player. I haven't got a Blu-ray. It's only a CD ripper though. But I will be getting a Blu-ray player very soon, because my computer's getting upgraded as well. Oh, and a technical issue that I had this week. Last night, when I turned my computer on last night, my HDMI cable in my graphics card was just broken. So it was loose. Yeah. So I have to get a new graphics card now, so I'm using my DVI cable, which is just a big thing at the back, but I like the HDMI better. But we're looking forward to get a new HDMI TV soon, so everything will be in HD. Even better, wouldn't it be nicer? Alright, so yeah, that's the answer for that question. That question has been answered now. So that information for you, yes, so it's still in the process, but it will be released in November. So if you are interested in that CD coming out, but that's going to be very interesting. But they have put it on hold right now because they're still in talks with the Jackson family. The money's got to be there, the payment's got to be sorted out. So again, it's on hold. Won't know anything about that till later. As for the Freddie Mercury movie that's getting produced, that's still on hold as well. And I don't even think it's going to be made. I don't even think it's going to be made that film now. I mean, whether do it in 3D, I mean, how 3D? Freddie, what? But there's one thing that I don't really want to discuss is the new Queen live with Adam. Right? You guys can just comment all you want, but I'm not talking about that because it's just a mistake. So moving on along from that situation, one of the things. No, so if you want to start commenting about that Adam Lambert, let me know. But I don't want to talk about it because it's not. I don't want to get on with it anyway. Right, moving on from Eclipse now. Now we're going to an album because this guy is coming up to Newcastle on the 7th of June. He's finally coming up. Mac. Yeah, Mac. The man behind the music. And the man who produced ELO, Rainbow Album, Rainbow Rising, brilliant productions, Queen. From Alan's point of view, you should have produced that Fahrenheit to Keep the Dream Alive. He should have done that one actually, but he should never have disappeared from the endings. But he has disappeared now. There was a project going around with his sons. Apparently he did, but no one could find the album. And I'm going to try and search for that album, and I'll let you know how it goes. Apparently his two sons he has, and his dad. He produced an album for his sons, and he did an album for him basically, and it was supposed to be released officially, but it was, but nothing emerged from it. But I'm hoping to get a hold of it. But you know, but Mac anyway, legendary producer, engineer, loudest engineer ever made. Stefan Wissert as well. Just made brilliant music and stuff as well. I mean, Mac's career is just incredible. I mean, he just went an incredible journey on it. The sound quality on the Complete Works is the heaviest sound ever on vinyl. Which if you have never got that box set of the Complete Works, the sound quality is fucking awesome. You can identical it back to the versions that have come up from Bob Ludwig's side, but I'm telling you, when Mac does jobs like that, he does a good job. Did a great job actually. That bloody box set he brought out. But let's talk about something that he did produce after Queen, was the Extreme album. Now I really got mixed feelings about this because he produced the album, but he didn't. Mac produced 7 tracks off the album, and the band produced 3 tracks off the album because it was supposed to be like a Queen thing, right? Play With Me is the best track on the album, right? But what I don't like about this album is it is very, very poppy, and it's not Mac's best work ever done. Now, obviously, because Extreme at the time were Queen fans, and they still are, they just assumed from Brian May's side that they wanted somebody to work on their album like cheaply and done rushed. So they got into the studios in America and recorded it in America. They didn't go to music studios at the time. I don't know why it was recorded in America for, but they I think they were in the instigation of Brian May. They said, "They check you guys out, get these guys on the A&M Records," and they had 4 smash albums. In fact, 3 Sides to the Story is probably their best album ever made. Pornograffiti is really brilliant album as well, which is 2 good albums. But the first album is not really what I say. I wouldn't recommend it because the reason is Mac does a good job of CDs, but not this one, because this one doesn't work. It's kind of poppy and thingies, but the band mostly produced the album, but Mac was just a few tracks he did. But I'm not really impressed with his sound on this. It doesn't have that sort of Mac sort of sound. It doesn't have that sort of Mac engineering and Mac, magic to it. It doesn't have anything that I think is regarded as being okay. I would just stick with ELO, Rainbow Horizon. I would stick with some of the Queen, some of the Game album and the Works album. Dehumanizer, Keep the Dream Alive. I have to say that obviously because I was watching now. But that first Extreme album, it's all right. It's not the best one, but it's okay. I wouldn't say it's really good. It's all right. Just stay away from it. It's just to avoid it at all costs. Just with it being a bit of a meh thing, really. But anyway, that's my opinion anyway about it and stuff, which is just as it is. So really, if it's something that you really want to listen to and whatever else is you recommended to do, then do your research on it as well, which is even better, I suppose, for me, which is cool. So, not a bad album, but as I say again, it's something that is really, really not bad. So, Extreme's first album, Mac's not bad job of it really, but he's alright really from the side of it. But yeah, but it's up to you. If you want to listen to some tracks, listen to Play With Me. Play With Me is really, really cool. It's good. Right, moving on to the next album now. This is a band that I got into for my ex-girlfriend, and it was Fit for Rivals, and it's Steady Damage. What I like to call it as the best album ever done by these girls. This is a female band, and the lead singer sounds like she sounds very Courtney Love, but she's very much darker than Courtney Love. Really good album this is. It was the first album they did. It was on Atlantic Records, Ahmet Ertegun's label, who we miss so dearly because he was great. Steady Damage is brilliant. Love every single track in this album. It's really good. Very heavy. The first track is just die-hard rock in a way and metal. I think it's meant for metal fans, really, metal queens and things else. But it's really a good album indeed to really get into the party spirit of it. So Say Damaged by Fifth Arrivals is really cool, and I'm bleeding as well. I'm bleeding. Oh, whatever. Nah, it's live anyway. I don't care. The next album I'll bring up now is the Foo Fighters and Wasting Light. As you all know, still great band ever. I'm not going to discuss this album. I'll just say, fucking genius, genius album, absolute genius. Wasting Light, genius, genius, absolute genius. Really is genius. In fact, it's cool. Right, I want to say good evening to Alan. Alan is well, looks like a Joycey man who joined YouTube many years ago. He's now watching this live on here, and he sent he sent us this stupid question because he's a huge Queen fan. Because what we only talk about is producers like Roy Tolberger and Mac and any other engineers in the world. That was great. Mickey Most as well, which is Die Hard, fantastic. He did the 70s. He said, he says, I wish Mac was doing the new anniversary edition of the Rock and Roll Disco. Yeah, if you remember the video I did many years ago, and I was always obsessed about this bloody album. It's shit, man. It's a crap album. Get off it. There was a big thing that happened last year. And Alan is obsessed about so many things. He's obsessed about albums. He's obsessed with compilations, which is just die-hard freaks anyway, total freaks as they are. And he's really into the I don't know what he is. Either he's into all this stuff. He's got to have everything. He's got to have every mentality in his brain a bit, you know. So anyway, the video I posted many years ago was the Rock and Roll Disco, which is the worst album title ever in the world. And we also took the piss out of it because it was the worst ever made. So Alan came up with all these suggestions of it being, it's got to be released in a 35 edition. on Rock Records, and it should be released on EMI. And it should be released with Peter Mew and Mr. Reeve, Nigel Reeve, from EMI to make a good compilation of it. And so, after viewing the video back, I couldn't believe what he posted on there, but he just takes the piss out of it. He literally does. It's just it's one of the most weirdest albums. I mean, the title's rubbish anyway. Whatever Ronco was doing in them years, in them days, was just stupid, because Ronco Records for me were good compilations, but worst titles I've ever made. It was an American company, obviously, to start with. It wasn't even based in the UK, because they were licensing stuff from the UK from the USA to the UK. But the Americans, I think honestly where they get titles from, like Rock and Roll Disco, space themes, and like Don Kirshner's rock thing, rock party or something. Stupid titles, stupid covers. It doesn't make any sense. So here's the suggestion for Ronco Records: you should have never done them albums because they were dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. So if you want to go back to the 70s and have a good laugh with it, go to Ronco Records and just get a compilation from Ronco Records. In fact, something I will bring up. I was in a shop in Sunderland this week called Pop Rocks, and it's a music store that we have here, and it's all tons of. They had some great vinyls in there for £1. So I was passing by yesterday in the town, and you don't believe the first record that was in the box was Billy Joel's Greatest Hits on the original CBS label. And I thought, oh, I would like Billy Joel myself, but that was the first album I saw in the cover. And I haven't noticed to go in that shop and buy some vinyls. But I'm thinking they're gonna have crap ones anyway. Like, there's no AC/DC, there's no Megadeth, there's no Metallica, Def Leppard, which I'll be coming to in a minute. But one record I do see a lot in the charity shops is Gary Glitter. And no, I won't be buying any of his stuff. With the ears anyway, which is just mad. Anyway, let's go back to something really classic now with an album, with 3 albums that I do recommend from a certain person who, well, I must say, first of all, the certain person who I will mention did not get involved in this album at all. Now, Tom Alom, who did the Judas Priest album of British Steel. This is the first album I brought out, which is obviously On Through the Night. Yeah, Def Leppard. Great band from Sheffield. Absolutely brilliant. The first album is pretty good actually, because there's a lot of beginnings and stories and things as well. Answer to the Master is absolutely fantastic on this album. I also like the last track on the album, which is 7 minutes long, which is so long. But also done with Bob Ludwig, who engineered the album as well and mastered the album for the CD. And the sound quality in that original CD is brilliant. No hisses, no problems, no clicks. Awesome sound. And then Tom Alom left, and he did his job. And then out of the blue came the unsung hero of the Def Leppard sound, or the Def Leppard. He was actually involved with Def Leppard because he was a member of Def Leppard originally. If you guys don't know that. And it was obviously the first time he did was High and Dry, and this album is bloody hard to get. I mean, I've never seen this ever reissued on CD. It's never come out on the deluxe edition of it. I don't know if it's ever been re-released again, but that album is the first time we ever hear Mutt Lange singing on that. And in fact, obviously Mutt Lange sang on every album, every single Def Leppard album he actually sang on it. Joey did the vocals, but obviously when you hear the backing vocals of Rocket and Women and the other songs, that's him singing on it actually. It's not Joey singing, it's actually Mutt Lange singing on it. But Mutt Lange was one of the most toppest producers that ever came out of South Africa, and it was from Zambia, and formed the label Jive with Clive Calder. He did got married to Shania Twain, which I won't talk about Shania Twain. She's got her song music, and I don't like it. But then divorced Shania Twain, and then he did an album for Nickelback, which is bloody good. And then he went on to some crap productions, including The Cause, which was not a good album he did. And wrote a song for Heart, All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. And but he was meant to produce the album for Heart, but didn't have any involvement with it at all. But he did have a good reputation for music producing, engineering, mixing. Nigel Green was the best, still at this time, best engineer ever lived, and really good. But this album anyway, High and Dry, is really not a bad album actually. But when we get to probably the best album, Hysteria, which people as they talk about so many times, what the hell is going on in the mind of Mutt Lange is an absolute genuine pleasure to listen to that album. It's one of the best albums ever made by Def Leppard, and my point of view, it's top-notch, brilliant stuff ever listened to, ever on CD or download. But I love that album so much, which is really cool. And then the last album that he did not produce, he backed up the album, and he isn't singing on it either. No singing on this one, and it is obviously Adrenalize. And those 4 albums I stay with. As for Radioactive, I don't have it because it's not a Mutt Lange thing anyway. He's not even on the album. So basically, those 4 albums from Def Leppard I do recommend because it's so cool. And Pyromania as well. That was the other one, Pyromania, which is the beginnings of part 2 of the brilliant thingies of Hysteria. But Mutt Lange is a fantastic producer. He still is to this day brilliant, and he is seriously just an amazing guy who can really, really get along with so well. And he's absolutely top-notch guy. He's cool. Okay. Right. Okay. We're going, which is Ito produced the Brigade album. He did, but Malanga was meant to do that album, but he couldn't. He wrote the song, but he couldn't produce the album. One song on Heart's album on the Best of the Essential Collection I do have on that download. One song on there, brilliant. Very, very Malanga on that one. I'll explain later what it is. You probably might guess what it is actually. Well, I've played it so many times. But it's I think it's the woman's song, the power song they made. not alone, it was the other one they made as well. But Ron Nevison's another good producer as well, who is not with us anymore now. It's a shame, bit the bullet. But one producer, which me and Alan talk about every time, it's got to be Roy Thomas Baker. Yeah, Roy Thomas Baker. The man who made the music so good, and the man who was the legend, the wizard, the magician, the big man on campus, basically the best producer that ever is still at this day going so well. But Roy Thomas Baker produced the first Nazareth album, Dusty Springfield. Nazareth's first album, when Roy Thomas Baker did it, it's very, very slow and very, very, it's not hard rocking, it's just basically his own start of what it is. But his first ever engineering was on Fire and Water, but he was associate producer on that one. So he co-produced the album of Fire and Water by Free. Engineering and the mastering that is fantastic on there. The engineering's awesome on it, brilliant job. And he also engineered All Right Now as well by Free. And he also did Queen 2, Sheet Attack, and then he went on to do the Jazz album, and then after that they parted company, and then he went to do the Cars albums, all 5 Cars albums. Great production on it, great songs, great engineering. First Cars album, recommended. Rest of the albums are okay. When you get the Mutt Lange version of the Cars, Mutt Lange's also on one, I think he's on the whole album. Yes, he sings on the whole album, which is Hello Again, which is brilliant, brilliant. And it's very Def Leppard as well. That album's cool. Heartbeat City's really good. That was actually the last album they made before they parted company, and but it's a good album indeed. So that's Roy Thomas Baker's brilliant producer. But when he did this album, which is the album I just showed you, which is British Spies by T'Pau. There's a lot of things to say about this album, because people get confused on this, right? Now, as you all know, if you remember the song Chime in Your Hand that came out on single, CD, and it came out also on the album, right? There is 2 things with this song, and there's a lot of things about this album. In the United States version is different to the UK version. The United States version is the original Roy Thomas Baker mix. The UK version is also the Roy Thomas Baker album version. For the single releases, they remixed it. Now, apparently, there was 2 producers that were involved in the single releases of China in Your Hand, Valentine, and the other ones. What the guys from T'Pau did, they remixed the track for the single releases of China in Your Hand, Valentine, and Heart and Soul, which the 3 tracks did. On the album versions, Roy Thomas Baker put his influences to do the producing side of it, but Ron Rogers and just took the tracks and they remixed it themselves, and it was a big hit everywhere, massive hit everywhere, actually, which is so cool. And the whole album, the 2 albums he did, were really amazing. So that brings up the confusion. Why the hell was 2 producers credited instead of Roy Thomas Baker? because he wasn't under management at the time, and he didn't have a contract with anybody. So he was just given the pull to come in and do the album for them. He wasn't the management company. He wasn't managed by his then Terry Baker, which was his wife. But he was not signed to any. He couldn't get a deal with anybody. So Virgin snapped them up and said, "Look, we'll get RTB in and do it." So they got RTB and did a good job. Great sound on that, actually. The drums on that album by Tapao is fucking awesome. Really brilliant. The Heart and Soul, really good drums on that. Engineering is fantastic on that song. China Your Hand, fantastic. I Want to Be With You, brilliant. Friends Like These, brilliant. Monkey House, yeah. Sex Talk, Bridge of Spies, Valentine, which is one of the best riffs ever on that song, which is and I'm positive that's a Queen riff. Positive it's a Queen riff. And then I don't know why, but why they put the reprise of China Your Hand on the end of the album, it doesn't make any sense. When they could have mixed that bit into the end of the track of the other one, but maybe that was something, an extra package from Octopus Baker's side, you know, to give it sort of like a better package deal for him anyway to do. So that clears up all that insanity of that. And then when the second album came out, he was hired again to produce the second album, and then again remixes, about 2 guys, and then he was not involved with the album. So that clears all that. So there you go. There's reasons why for that one. So Bridge of Spies by Tapao, really fantastic album, good English rock ever on that. And I actually like the way that Carol Decker sings good vocals on the beginning of that song Heart and Soul. But when the remix came out of that one in 2001 was just bad. It was terrible. Thank God it dropped. It was just terrible. It was really terrible indeed. Right. Okay, moving on. So, any more questions from anybody? If you've got a question you want me to answer, let me know. Facebook, anything. You know, very happy to take any questions tonight on the show. So, there you are. And we're live as well, which is good. Right. Got more albums coming up in a few minutes. Got some more. If you want to get involved in Facebook tonight, oh, you got to send me a message on Facebook. If you want to send me a message onto the YouTube event, send it here. And tell me what you want to do. Well, I'm having a good night as well. I'm going to take a break in a minute. I'm going to actually go get a coffee and have a bit of everything. Actually, I've got some Dr. Pepper tonight. Dr. Pepper tonight, yeah. Right. Yeah, it's a Google event live on YouTube. And if you want to leave a comment on the page, let me know. Love guys, if you want to add me on Facebook, by the way, somewhere here it's the address, Ted Super of Facebook. And it's also the website. And Rock Show Live on Facebook as well. Like the page, please. If you like your rock music, watch Rock Show Live. I'm encouraging you guys to watch it. Best show ever. Could get an award next for that show. Never know. Right, moving on now to something else. And this is going to be another producer I will bring up. And this is going to be an album that people still to this day thinking it's an album that Roy should have done, and Roy should have been involved with. Roy should have done it, and Roy should have been at the start. And it's one of these albums that I think, my point of view, it should have been his time to do it. Should have been his time to do this, because if he hadn't done this album, it would have worked out much better, and the production would have been much better as well on this one. It's got to be this one, yeah, The Knack. Their only first album they made, the only successful album they made, from Mike Chapman. Now, everybody thinks that Roy Thomas Baker was involved. He was not involved in this album. I wish to God he was, though. But Roy nearly was going to produce this album, but he couldn't, because he got a better offer from Elektra Records, and Capitol Records were going to give him a certain deal from him. But Bhaskar Menon, who was the manager of Capitol couldn't secure him with a contract for him anyway. And the deal was, in America, Capitol Records were not subsidiary labels for Warner Brothers. So when, at the time that Queen's album had been produced, when Jazz came out, he had to leave, and he had to go somewhere else and stuff. He was, at that time, just finishing up on the Jet album, which is done, and then came out the Cars album's first album, and this was a rival. This was a bloody rival it was. So they were looking for a producer that would do it, and Roy Thomas Baker would have done it straight away, but he couldn't do it because he didn't have any involvement with it. So the only other option was to go for Mike Chapman, who did the Blondie album, and they loved the Blondie album. The first Blondie album, Parallel Lines, fantastic album indeed. Not produced by him, but when they did the few more albums of theirs, they kept them on as permanent. But this one should have been done by the guy, because RTB would have had the magic to do it, and it would be good for it as well. But for the next first album, My Sharona was the biggest hit ever made. Still at this day, it's the best song ever written, and it is brilliant. And if you think about it, if Roy Thomas Baker did a good job at that one, that would have worked out like a bloody treat. It would have done a good job at that one. But the next first album is recommended to get. It's a great album. That's actually the remaster that came out in 1998. Soundcore in that US edition, fantastic. Good job. Right. Okay. Another question from Alan. Do you remember Galaxy Gold, Neil Norman and his Cosmic Orchestra? Oh my god, yes I do. Oh, that was last year. Rock Show Live last year was just an amazing year I had of that show, and I wished I had recorded that bit actually. But I never recorded it because I didn't at the time have any space in my drive. But yeah, I remember that one, the Chevron label. Oh, another one that's bad. Yeah, the Chevron label. If anyone remembers the Chevron label, the red label, you used to get all the cassettes and bonus cassettes and stuff as well, which is the cheapest cassettes, and you had titles like "Salute to the Police" and badly copied versions of bad things, and Shawaddy Waddy as well, like very badly, not even the original artists, like re-recorded stuff like Heavenly and like being like Bee Gees type sound. That was the worst. That was the worst. But Chevron was the worst. Bad, very bad. I actually remember at the time that Wings' greatest hits had been released on that label as well, but it wasn't Wings. It was someone trying to be like Paul McCartney, who didn't have the accent. Chevron label was a bad label, and it was really bad. It was really bad. The Chevron was really bad. It was just crap label. Check it out on Discogs, the amazing titles they had as well. But yeah, but Neil Norman is an actual legit guy, because he did all these. He did a great version of Star Wars, which was all disco-y type version, which is still the best one ever from that. And it is funny. It's funny. There might be a parody video coming up with that one soon, so look out for the parody video coming up with that from Neil Norman. I'll probably do a little soundbite on that later. See what it is anyway. But Chevron label, keep away from that. Red. Yeah, very cheap label indeed. I do remember. I remember last year's Rock Show Live was just incredible. It was funny as hell. It was very funny indeed. It was really funny. It was. I think 2011's Rock Show Live was much better than 2012. Oh, sorry, 2013 it was. So last year. It was really good. It was. Cheers. Thanks for that one. Oh, by the way, I put my Queen T-shirt down here, by the way, and I'm actually going to be getting a Queen T-shirt for the next for when the event comes to Newcastle, which I'm looking forward to actually. So, as I say, guys, if you guys have got any ideas, if you are coming up to that event on the 7th of June, it'd be great to see you there, and Rock Show will be there as well. Hope so, anyway. Try and get some sort out with that event, which would be so amazing. Right, last week on the show, did a few of these videos here. You can see behind me. Then books are there as well. All that's covered now. I've done everything from Queen's side is covered now, but I haven't answered any questions relating to page, channel, videos coming up, anything else. So get your questions in, because I'd like to know if you guys want me to chase them back up. So keep them coming in. Don't want to keep it too long. If you keep it too long, I won't be able to answer your question. So there you are. That's before. Right. As you know, Queensville is Google events happening every Thursday from 6 until 7 until 9 o'clock. And if you also want to be involved in the next version of Rock Show Live, the next Rock Show Live broadcast is happening on Monday at 6 o'clock till 10 p.m. Directly from this room here. And if you want to be involved in that, if you want to be involved in Rock Show Live, go to the Rock Show Live webpage on Facebook, like the page. I'm as a friend on Facebook, otherwise I won't be able to, you will not be able to access the chat room if you add me as a friend. Because if you don't add me as a friend on Facebook, you can't get into the Rock Show Live chat room, and we can't add you. So that's the policy, I'm afraid. And if you're wondering, is there a chat room on Ustream? No, there's not. We only keep that open for the special events that happen onto the Ustream page. So very, very luckily, that will be happening again soon. We're hoping to do a special again on Ustream, and that's happening in the next few months or so. So we'll look out for that on Ustream. It should be cool as well. But we are trying. I am trying my very hardest, guys, to try and give you some videos. But obviously, at the moment, work commitments are coming up, and I ain't got time to sort them out yet. But they'll come. They will come. I promise. I promise they will come. Right. Now, moving on from that to the next one. Now, I'll do some more CD reviews while I'm waiting for your questions to come in as well. We'll go back to Roy Thomas Baker for a minute. The second album, the album that they brought out, which was this one. And as I said before, this is an album that is not bad. It's not really their best one. It's probably the fact is they were going in a new direction, and it was nice and slow, and it was just as it was. And this album, which is called what? Everclass. Yeah, Everclass is called, and this is the Roy Thomas Baker one that produced it. Now, a few attempts to listen to this album, it's not one of Roy's best productions. No, because the fact is it's too slow and it's too sleepy, from my knowledge. But saying that, I think it's what Nazareth were writing at the time when they were going through a bad patch and everything else. But the album's not bad. There's not a lot of rock in it. There's a lot of really nice and soothing music on it. So we've got tracks like "I Will Not Be Led," "Cat's Eye Out of Pie," which is not a bad track actually. "In My Time," "Woke Up This Morning," "Called the Name," "Fool About You," and "Oh You're Gone." Love Now You're Gone." "Sad Song." 1692, Glencoe Massacre, "If You See Me Baby," which is a B-side. "Woke Up This Morning," alternate version. "Love Now You're Gone's alternate version, and 692 is alternate version as well, which is bonus tracks on the Seas. They actually came out on PRT records. They reissued them in 1996 it was, when PRT just finished at that time, and so they thinking them out as well, which is better for it. And those are actually the expanded versions included with alternate takes, bonus tracks, and some of the outtakes as well from various sessions as well from it. But it's yeah, that album's it's all right. I wouldn't say, but I would stick with Razamanaz, which is probably Roger Glover's brilliant production on that. The album with Broken Down Angel on it, which is the other album I put out was Nazareth, the first self-titled album, and Loud and Proud. And basically go down, and then when you get to the album No Jive, that's an album that people don't talk about, and I will talk about. This is an album that was originally released on the Mausoleum label in Germany. The single was released on a 12-inch single called Every Time It Rains. The B-side contained the re-recording, 1992 recording of This Fight Tonight, which I still think that is the best cover song they've ever done. It was produced by the band. And then there was Luxury as well, which was very Metallica, very Metallica in a way. But that album, No Jive, is very good indeed. They had it on cassette and also on CD as well. I think it's originally on Mausoleum Records, but then it was bought by Sanctuary Records, bought the actual rights to it, and then Nazareth kindly had all the permission to have the tapes back. And one of the albums that came out in 2008 was this one, The News. And this album was an internet release only. This was not released commercially worldwide. Nazareth released it on their own label, and I haven't heard any tracks from it actually, because I don't know what to say about it. But what I will say is, from researching it, apparently it's not a bad album actually. But check it out. It's The News from Nazareth. Pretty good. Moving on from that to more classic albums. One band I loved in the 60s. One band I did like in the 60s, and I wish these were still going. I wish they would, because this was just, for me, this was the beginning of when I went in the rock scene, and it was obviously The Nice. Yeah, The Nice. Brilliant band, ever. That's actually a compilation album. The Thoughts of Emily Davjak. That's actually a compilation album, and The Nice were brilliant, absolutely fantastic band they were. And I love the song Azrael. I love that song. It's just a great riff on that. I actually like the revisited version of that, which is cool. But the first album they brought out, which is recommended for all rock fans and prog fans, is this one, Ars Longa Vita Brevis, which is fucking brilliant. First album released on the Immediate label. This was re-released on Castle Communications when PRT had just finished, and Castle Communications bought the rights to these. And the re-release of it included some bonus tracks on it, which includes Happy Freud's on this one, I think it is. Oh, Acceptance and Happy Freud's are the bonus tracks on this one. But the intermezzo from Carella's Suite is absolutely brilliant on that CD. Fantastic sound quality in it. Has some great light. The singles were really good as well, and the remastering that was fantastic on it. Tony Jackson originally remastered the CDs, and it really is brilliant. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic, and it's nice to see Ars Longa Vita Brevis, which is actually all intact for 20 minutes long, and it's brilliant. Seriously fantastic. So checking out The Nice, really good album indeed. Okay, Alan's asking me a question again. It says, Tezza, I know Hot Chocolate is not rock, but I wanted to ask about the Double Music Club compilation. Is there good sleeve notes? Thinking about getting it now. Oh, this is the yeah. I've been playing a track on Rockstar Live, which he loves, which is called it's called Sherry Babe, which is still to this day brilliant, fantastic song. And this is the compilation that I have, and this is called You Win Again, You Sexy Thing, the best of Hot Chocolate. Now these are come up from Music Club, and Music Club is such an amazing label of reissuing CDs from EMI to Universal and everything else. And if you've seen any of their sleeve notes inside them booklets, are fucking fantastic. Now this compilation, when it came out, was for Mickey Most, because Mickey Most at the time he passed away, and this is the recent one that came out, the 2 CD edition of it. And the covers are available on ecover.to, ecovers.to, which is a great site indeed for doing that. I do recommend this CD so much. The sound quality is brilliant, the remastering is brilliant, the line notes are fantastic. I think Dave Frontman did the line notes on the CD. But the Hot Chocolate CD, I mean, I actually love this album. It doesn't have any of my favourite tracks in it because it doesn't have I Will Be Loved on it, which I love that track, and it's a shame I don't have it on. It's got about 38 tracks on the CD, which is pretty long. Only thing about it is they should have really put it as they should have put it as the listing they did for the original greatest hits. But saying that though, you can do that on digital download of it, which is cool. So on this album, 38 tracks, I'll go through the album. It's got You Sexy Thing, original version, not the remixed version. So You Win Again, Emma, which is absolutely great, no doubt about it. The Space Age song, which is what they call it now. Brother Louie, awesome. A Child's Prayer, where that song was written for her daughter at the time. You Could Have Been a Lady, brilliant riff. That's actually the disco version. The original version's available on the album. That's a remix that was done by Mickey Most. Cherry Babe. I can't describe Cherry Babe. What a song! What a song! What a song! Brilliant drums in it. Well, actually, there's no drums in the track. There's basically hand claps on it, which is that's all it is. Hand on drums. Brilliant riff. Another person who's passed away, Don Black, as well, who wrote the song I'll Put You Together Again, with involvement from Mickey Most, I think. Everyone's a Winner. Great guitar on that. Don't Stop It Now. Brilliant song. You Always Be a Friend. Man to Man. Man's Boogie. Heaven Is in the Backseat of My Cadillac. A really funky track on that. Brilliant. Rumours. About the mouse. The mouse. Get me about that song. Rumours by Hot Chocolate. If you ever listen to Errol Brown's voice on that, he sounds like so weird on it. It's just he sounds so it's stupid on the track. It's like trying to be like giving it a bit of blackness to it. Ghetto groove thing. It's cool. Love Is Life. Which the first time I ever heard Love Is Life on that album, I love it. I love it. Love that song. If you've ever heard Love Is Life, check out the video for it. Brilliant. Brilliant. And I think this is the song that I was on about. No, it's not Love Is Life. It's called I Believe in Love. That's the song. I cry my eyes out of that song so much. It is brilliant. Brilliant production. And then we get to the confusing one. Everybody thought that this song was a Hot Chocolate song. It's not. It's credited as Errol Brown, because this was supposed to be an Errol Brown solo single, and there is no involvement from the band on this one. It started with a kiss. There's no involvement from Hot Chocolate, because apparently it's Mickey Most playing all of the arrangement on that song, all the keyboards by Mickey Most, and the band were not involved in that. They just basically recorded it with Errol's voice. That's all Errol's voice in it. No involvement from the band. Go Crazy. What Kind of Boy You're Looking For. Chances. Love Me to Sleep. So a few of these tracks I've never heard before. Are You Getting Enough of What Makes You Crazy? You Never Be So Wrong. I Gave You My Heart, Didn't I? Saying Child Love. Tears on the Telephone, Emotion Explosion, Your Natural High, Making Music, Gonna Give Up on Love, Changing Worlds, Marianne, Losing You, Blow Night, and Heartache #9, and Put Your Love in Me. And apparently they put this in order. They mixed up the CD a little bit, not in order of release, but in a good way, because they've done it from the top hits to doing it this way, to the bottom hits. But Put Your Love in Me was put on last on the CD, which that should have been which is probably right actually, because it is the sex song anyway that everybody knows about it, because it's the sex song that he did. But 38 tracks on CD, 2 CDs set, then Music Club, great job of CDs, get more out please, especially the Toy one. The Toy one was really good as well, really good song indeed. Yeah, and I do recommend, this is really thingy and stuff. So I do recommend this is to be really an amazing album indeed. So if you're into that sort of stuff, really rock music or classic stuff, Hot Chocolate, You Sexy Thing, the best Hot Chocolate. It's available on Discogs for a tenner. Alan, just buy the CD for God's sake, just get it because it is brilliant. Seriously, it's brilliant. And I'll give you the link also to the covers as well, which is cool. Okay, moving on from that to another one now, another album from the world of Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, Nile Rodgers, and James Woodruff, I think. I'm not sure. Ahmet Ertegun was involved as well, and it's the Honey Drippers, Volume 1, with some classic rock and roll on it, which is a really good album actually. Suggested by the founder of Atlantic Records, which was Ahmet Ertegun, and he requested that Robert Plant should do a tribute album, and this one has Nile Rodgers on guitar. It's got Robert Plant on vocals. Jimmy Page isn't involved in this one. I'm thinking of the firm, sorry. But this album is very good indeed. I like this album actually. It's a mini album, but it's nice. It was released on his own label, Esperanza, part of Atlantic Records. And this great thing. See, I Love's really good, that song. It really is a good album indeed. Very nice, soothing album as well. It's not really heavy, it's just sort of things. And Now I Get a Thrill was a video release, and really just very good. It includes a bonus track, Rockin' at Midnight, which was the live version on TV. But Atlantic Records got it released anyway in that time. Oh, you driven this Volume 1, recommended album, that really good indeed. Okay, moving on now. This is another release that came out on the same label of the Music Club, and I think this was, or it might have been released on Universal. It's Humble Pie, the Definitive Collection. I have to say, the Small Faces, right? If anybody decides to get the Small Faces Best Of, get it. It's brilliant. Humble Pie Best Of, all the immediate recordings. It is a 1 CD set. With C notes again, and it is a good album indeed. It's got no live tracks in it. It's got a great song, Shaky Jake, favorite track ever on CD, which is so cool. One of Marriott's best. So with Peter Frampton as well, who was also in the band, and co-wrote Natural Born Boogie, or Natural Born Woman as it's called. It is fabulous album indeed. I don't know if it's available. I think that is still available through the catalogue of Discogs, which you can obviously get a hold of, which is cool. Now, moving on from that to an album by Ian Gillan, and this album is no longer available. Was available on EMI, but was no longer available. It's just deleted this album now. My mate's got this now. He loaned this album. It's Ian Gillan's Dreamcatcher album, and this album is one of his amazing 90s albums ever made. Very rocky, very different. Still one of the best voices ever around on Deep Purple. Black Sabbath didn't work for a start, but what an awesome album from Ian Gillan. He is such a great vocalist. I love his stuff. The Who's Next, the Who Cares album that I reviewed, Holy Water. The man is just brilliant. The man is absolutely fabulous. I mean, this album will never be released again. It's never been reissued. Whether it's going to get released as box set, I don't know. But EMI should have really re-released it, because it was so good. But that album is very clever actually. How he does his ranges on that one. House of Pain on the album of but Bananas is a good album as well. It's a hell of an album. And the other album I recommend from Deep Purple fans is Now What, which is so good. And yeah, so Dreamcatcher by Ian Gillan. It's a good album. It's a very good album indeed. I heard all this stuff anyway. Right, I've got a few more questions to say. Let's see. The 1987 version of that CD is dreadful. Terrible selection of tracks. Oh, that's the Hot Chocolate one, the original red version that came out on CD. It is bad. It is really bad. Song quality is crap. Why they included the 1987 remix of Ben Liebrand's remix of You Sexy Thing is unnecessary indeed. So they should have scrapped that straight away. But it was for their release only. Stupid people. So stick to the double CD of that one anyway, mate. Definitely do. Don't go for that one. Moving on now to this one. I don't have a thing for that. Yeah, another Mickey Most album. On my website, I guess what was the reason? Mickey Most album that came out in 1990 it came out, this one. 1990, and it is the best album to get, the best compilation album to ever get. And Alan, if you're watching this, this is the one, Alan, you need to buy. EMI release, cheapest CD ever done. It's got to be The Animals. Complete Animals, Mickey Most, brilliant production ever. Every single track, Mickey Most. Absolutely brilliant. Seriously, really brilliant. It's EMI release. 1990 it came out. The hardest CD to ever buy. I remember when it came out in the shops, it was a bloody big set, a big CD it was. It still to this day sounds exactly how it should have been. Sounded great. It's got Roadrunner on it. It's got Feel on it. It's got Baby Can't Take You Home. It's got the war song on it, which is obviously We Gotta Get Out of This Place. Them Crying. Oh, it's just brilliant. A brilliant CD. They really fantastic. Complete Animals. Mickey Most, probably Mickey Most brilliant thing on that one. And also, when that was released at the time, Mickey Most was also involved in the remastering of that CD, and the sound on that is incredible. It is really cool. He did the remastering as well, as he was as he did the compilation as well. Actually, it's great work ever done on that, and probably his most proud achievement on it. There's 20 tracks on that CD. It's a 2 CDs. No, sorry. There's actually 40 tracks on that CD. There's a 2 CD set of that. That's just weird. But yeah, you've got 40 tracks and 2 CDs. Really cool. It's also got Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood, which I still baby. You understand that? They should have really have put on. They should have put on the Dancing Bear song, but saying that it doesn't work very well for the album, I suppose. But Simon Smith's Dancing Bear, but doesn't really matter. But a 2 CD set by Mickey Most is a hell of an album. The most of the Animals. Excuse me. The most of the Animals is now the rarest album on MFP Records, and it's not available anymore. It was available on CD for a very short time at EMI, and it was really good actually. And I remember also buying the Andy Cochran one as well, which is 20 greatest hits, and the sound quality in that was again brilliant from MFP. Really fantastic label. So another one for the collection there, I think it is. Right, we're moving on from that now. I'm just going to go and listen and see what else we can find for you guys, just to wrap this up a little bit. We were supposed to do Queen questions tonight, but no Queen questions are coming in, so we're going to continue with this as well. Okay. How about some classic albums? One of the albums I used to have was the Backmanton and Overdrives, the collection. Don't buy that CD, it is a lot of crap. Because Hey You's not on it. One album that I really like actually, and a change of pace for me when I'm listening to stuff many years ago, and Magic was keep playing this bloody album, was Barry Maguire and Eve of Destruction. This is a compilation that was released on MCA Records in 1992. This album ain't available. Ain't available. It's not available, or you can forget getting this album. You probably try and get the reissue of it on CD. But Uni, it was done. Uni Records producer, can't remember the guy's name now, but Barry Maguire, Evil Destruction. I just love the song. I love the song. It's a little bit despairing song, but what a voice that guy has! What a voice! He sounds very, very rocky on that. Very rocky indeed. Very. The start of the war and stuff. But what a voice! What a voice! Just when I heard that song, I just wanted that song so badly, and the song was just brilliant. It seriously was great. There's also a Best of Barry Maguire available also on CD, which is from this season, and that album, that bloody Evil Destruction, I love it so much. I love that album, and it is really, really brilliant songs as well. It's got a cover version of Sue John B, and She Belongs to Me. There's also another CD here that came out as well. Trying to find out which one it was now. Hey, there's a cover version of Hang On Sloopy as well, which is Hang On Zoomer, which is just very, very, very weird. So now they did that, I do not know. So, but it was the one as well. But Evil Destruction for Barry Maguire, I do say, if you're into all that sort of 60s basics blood, definitely recommended that one. Brilliant, brilliant indeed. Right. I put a quick question up on your YouTube page earlier. Have you? Have you? Have you? I'll have to go to the. I'll have to refresh the page. A quick question from Alan again. No, I haven't got it. I don't have your question, mate. Unless you put it on the comments page, I'll have to go to the comments page. No, but what I will do is I will do some of the things on that. I don't have your question, by the way, Alan. I don't know where it's gone. It's not here. So I don't know where you've put that. So we'll see. Anyway, I was just on the comments page. I've had quite a lot of people who have messaging me a little bit and stuff, which is good. So it's just managing that. But I don't have any question, mate. So you're going to have to try and give us it on YouTube. I don't know why this thing's not working anyway. It ain't working for me. Is anything weird? Very weird. I don't have it. So if you've got that question, mate, let me know where it is, because I don't have it. So somebody like the Queen would be cool for that as well. Right, moving on. While Alan gets us sorted out, we'll get to the next CDs that came out. Just trying to find something that's I can talk about mostly. Let me just see here. Whitesnake. Well, not Whitesnake, but the guys from Whitesnake are on this album, and I have to tell you, I think this is the start of Black Star Riders, actually, because I can tell by the way this album was done. It's a band that came out of the blue from John Sykes, and it was Scott Gorham on it as well. And it was from an album that came out. It's called Blue Murder, and this was a Bob Rock production, engineered by the greatest engineer ever made. Obviously, got to be Mike Fraser. Loudest engineer, brilliant engineer. He said, and I listened to the track Jelly Roll actually on that horror.com, played it. And I didn't even realise that it was a Whitesnake It's Whitesnake on it, and it's brilliant. No, it's not Coco de Coverdale, but John Sykes' songing on it. It's brilliant, really good. But it's really good album, actually, that one. It actually been reissued just last year, actually. But it was on Geffen Records, and it was a good release of it, and it's cool. So, Blue Murder, good song. Good album. Right, it says, on the Queensville site, homepage, it says that a new Queen DVD is due to be released in June. Do you know anything about it, or is it yet another one of these unofficial things? As far as I understand, I think they've just released Kerry Ellis and Brian May's Candlelight shit. I'm not going to bother talking about that anyway. But the next planned DVD release was going to be, I think Reel's been released already. But that's been released in the box set that's just come out. And we had, which is the box set I don't recommend it all to buy, which is shit anyway. And then we've had the Budapest ones come out. We've had the Montreal that's come out. We've had the, which I still think Ego Rock's done a bad mistake of this, because if Ego Rock's releasing anything that's really crap, I'm not even going to buy it. I mean, they've already released a tribute concert 3 times anyway, including the Blu-ray release of it, the DVD release. The Blu-ray sucks, the DVD sucks, and I've got the uncut version of it anyway, which I have explained, and I have explained many times. We will be reshowing that again on Ustream. I promise I will be showing that again, because I showed the uncut version of that on Ustream, and that uncut version is behind the Freedom Epic Tribute concert. That's getting reshown again on Ustream. Let me know, guys, when you want it shown, because I'm going to try and show it probably on the Queen's Day event, which is cool. Right, I'm offline in a bit. Okay, well, no questions and no questions. This is supposed to be you guys ask me questions tonight. Okay, doesn't seem to be that interesting tonight for some reason again. Well, we've got 15 minutes after the show to go before I finish anyway, so we ain't got long now. So, last album of the week. If you have any more questions, guys, let me know. Another album that, let me see, released on Connoisseur Collection Records, is an album that I got, but the sound quality in it is not, well, the sound quality had to be done for reasons, because at the time I was doing this compilation it was things, but it is an official release. Connoisseur Collection was the best CDs ever come out. Dave Edmunds, they brought out the Love and Spoonful, just really brilliant stuff indeed. And then came out this one, Richie Blackmore, Rock Profile, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And Simon Lupper, I think it is, he did these compilations from Connoisseur Collection, and the Connoisseur Collection was brilliant, seriously fantastic. Now, my mate Steve has got the CD now, and this is basically Richie Blackmore's, no singing, but Richie Blackmore involved in all of every single band he was with, from the 60s to Deep Purple, and this CD chronicalizes all of his stuff. He's been in solos with Screaming Lord Sutch, to We're Having a Party, from Thou Shalt Not Steal, and this album is brilliant, including some of the soundboard stuff in it, which is amazing as well. And it's Rock Profile Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now, the Connoisseur Collection CDs were brilliant at the time. They were bloody expensive, but the Connoisseur stuff was absolutely fabulous. And it's the most out of print album you can buy. But on Discogs.com, they got the some of the stuff from the EMI, and they put a package together in 2 vinyl editions, and was also with some interviews in it, which were not included on the CD for time purposes. But Rock Profile Volume 1 from Richie Blackmore, get that. That is absolutely brilliant and stuff as well. And inside, it's got a big, massive fold-out information on it as well. And he did a lot of research on it as well, which is really good. So if you guys can track that down, Rock Profile Volume 1, it's absolutely brilliant indeed. Right, question from Alan. Alan says, have you got the Out of the Blue remaster? I do. I have got if I remember rightly, I have got this version of it. Now this version, the Mac, go back to the Mac stuff for a bit. Yeah, this one, ELO, fantastic album made out of the blue. This is the brand new version. The artwork's much better on this as well, not the faded artwork. This is the 2011 remaster that came out, and it was out on Sony. It was a double CD set I've got. I think it's a single. I think the double one I've got actually. Includes the bonus track Jungle, and this one, sound quality on this is absolutely fucking brilliant. They've also brought it out on a surround sound version, DTS version. They've also brought it out. They also brought it out on a deluxe edition, 2 CD set, and they also brought it out on DVD audio. And I love this album. I love this album so much. It's the best Mac engineering ever done. Across the Border is my favourite track I love. In fact, probably the best album made from these guys. Bring It Over, Talking Woman, Night in the City, Starlight, Believe Me, Stand in the Rain, Mr. Blue Sky, The Well. Big album, 20 tracks. This is actually the 20 track version I have. It includes, I think it includes a couple of bonus tracks in it as well. Wild West Hero. There's 2 versions of Wild West Hero in this. Wild West Hero single version and Wild West Hero the outro version. Well, it's his album version for some reason. It must be a mistake. But the Quick and the Draft and that 238 North, absolutely brilliant album indeed. One of the heaviest albums ever made by Mac actually, and Jeff Lynne, great production ever made. One album that I don't like is the first album. It's the Reeve Amew remaster of the first album, Yellow. It's not Yellow. It's not even the best album made. It's a terrible album. But if you go to the album of the Face of the Music one with Far and High, that's where you hear brilliant stuff from the most amazing album made actually. Bonus tracks on there includes alternate take of Far and High, Evil Woman stripped down mix. They stripped back all the vocals on it. Strange Magic US single edit, and also Waterfall instrumental mix. And this is the 2011 versions as well. And the versions are incredible. These are deluxe editions I have. The bonus tracks on a newer record is the Telephone Line alternate vocal, Surrender, Tightrope instrumental early rough idea, Above the Clouds instrumental rough, So Fine instrumental rough, Telephone Line instrumental, and obviously Out the Blue. Yeah, you can't say anything about Out the Blue. Absolutely. The album that should really get out, the final album ever done by ELO was probably Xanadu, which I know it's a crap movie, and I know it doesn't make any sense. The soundtrack's better than the movie actually. The movie's just crap anyway. But there's also some great songs on Xanadu. Magic's brilliant by vocal on that. So yeah, I do recommend Xanadu. Really a good album indeed. The heaviest album actually made by ELO, which is even cool on it. And I'll do one more, and I think I'll call it a night. I think don't forget, guys. You can also add me. Don't forget, guys. Information is here to add me after the show. So the final album I'm going to bring up tonight, because I will be doing a few more of these next week, is possibly. Let me see. We need something that I haven't done. This is why I've got a lot of albums on here, which my address full of albums today. It's absolutely crazy. But one of the albums that I will bring up last will be probably, well, actually, I'm going to finish off with something that I really will talk about. It's obviously the soundtrack to Long Good Friday, because Bob Hoskins has now passed away. Now, there is a confirmed reissue of the DVD coming out on Blu-ray. They are getting a final Blu-ray print of this out on Blu-ray, which is going to be so cool in the memory of him as well. They're also going to put on the original documentary from 2006, and I really wish to God that Anchor Bay did that documentary much better, because they fucked up on the DVD. That bloody documentary was rubbish. Sorted out. But it includes Talking to the Police, which includes Bob Hoskins on that one, actually, on his vocal, and brilliant, really good. So I do recommend Long Good Friday soundtrack. Really fantastic. It's available on silver screen. It was re-released on vinyl as well, but that album is, in fact, the whole freaking movie is just well worth watching. I tried to watch it last night on VHD. I couldn't know because it wasn't available. And so, final album. I was trying to find the final album. Where am we going here as well? Let me see. Final album of the night. Look, so we can get somewhere before we go. Yes, the Ghost album. You all know who the singer is now? Well, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a song on here, which on this album, which came out, Inferenzum, which is just, my point of view, is brilliant. And I love the track Monstrous Clock. And I have a funny feeling that's based on Rosemary's Baby. I'm positive it's based on Rosemary's Baby, because there's a bit in that song where it says, "Come together, forever as one. Come together for Lucifer's son." And I am positive that song is about Rosemary's Baby. I am positive it is. There's no words to describe it in a way. And I'm positive that is based on Rosemary's Baby. I bet it is, because it is really cool. The other thing about it is the songs on this album is absolutely fantastic. Gene Walker wasn't involved in this one, but really brilliant album indeed. And the cover album that was done by Dave Grohl at 606 Studios when he produced the album EP is covers album. It's a pretty good album actually, because it's got a great version of Waiting for the Night by Depeche Mode, which is bloody good, and also Army of Lovers Crucified, which is really good, and I'm a Marionette as well, and the live version of Specular Haze, which I have a funny feeling that's taken from the live one in Australia, I think, but it is really Ghost music, absolutely great. So do recommend these albums that you've seen tonight on the show. Do recommend them, get them, because they are just rocking so well. Work of art in Eclipse. Get the albums, because they're just absolutely, for me, brilliant stuff. Right, well that's it for tonight on the Queensville live event. Thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you very much for tuning in as well. Next event will be next Thursday at the same time, 7 until 9 o'clock. As for Rock Show Live, as I say guys, I can't upload Rock Show Live because of his issues with YouTube, and it's just a bastard and it's just a twat. So I will let you know when I get them uploaded onto the new Rock Show Live page, onto YouTube, onto the website. Go to the website, please, and please like Rock Show Live on Facebook. The more people I get for Rock Show Live, the better chances you guys can get on Pop Quiz. And Pop Quiz is getting a revamp of that in the next few months. So Rock Show Live is coming back in July. No, it's June. June. It will be the June. Yeah, it'll be June. But I will be doing a few more shows for Rock Show Live in the meantime when I'm doing that, which is even well worth seeing for it, which is cool. But yeah, I'm going to take off now, and thanks for tuning in. It's been a pleasure doing the show. See you guys back here next Thursday for another Queensville Live, and until then, take care. See you later. Bye.